Hi Yogi, it's Bri, and welcome to the 7th and final day of Aloe Yoga's 7 Days of Gratitude Challenge. In this practice, we're going to do a bit of a restorative flow. And if you're like me and you love to move, which I typically love to move, this is a great way to really balance out your practice. And that's why we've created a restorative flow for the final day so that you can really focus on making your practice that feel good time for you. And when you feel good, it's so much easier to bring gratitude into your life and to really focus your mind on gratitude. So find a comfortable seat at the front of your mat. You're in Sukhasana with your right shin in front of your left. Find a comfy place for your hands so that your arms drop freely from your shoulders. And close your eyes. Just begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Using your Ujjayi breath to bring your mind onto your mat and into your body. And over the last many days together on our mats, I'm sure that you've experienced some highs, some lows, and that's just how life goes. But through those highs, through those lows, you get to really begin to find the tools to find balance. And within that balance, you'll find a lot more clarity. And so hopefully you can focus your mind through that clarity on gratitude. Think of 3 things that you are grateful for today. Today, I'm grateful for the time spent on my mat. I'm grateful for my family and for the people in my life who lift me up and support me. Take a deep inhalation through your nose, breathing in those 3 things you're grateful for, setting them right at the center of your heart. And then sigh it out, letting go of the things that don't serve you. Opening your eyes. Inhale, reaching your arms up, finding length in both sides of the waist. To exhale, forward folding down. Flexing both of your feet to protect your knees. Press the outer hips back and inhale, lengthen the torso and heart center forward. Exhale, folds. You can sway from side to side. If you have a block or a pillow, you can rest your forehead on that block or pillow. If the forehead comes to the ground, rest it on the ground. And just begin to create some space in the hips. The hips tend to be the center of where our emotions, our mental emotions go and kind of manifest into physical tension. So starting with releasing that tension. Deep breaths. And then inhale, gazing forward between your hands, walking both hands all the way over towards the left. Taking your left hand all the way out in line with the left hip, left arm straight, reach your right arm up and over the ear. Gluing that right sit bone towards the mat, drawing your front ribs in, lengthen the right side body. And if you want a little more sensation, you can lower all the way down to your left forearm. Really feeling the right side obliques, maybe all the way up into the lats and the intercostal muscles that line the ribs. Stretching all of that. And then inhale, rising all the way back up to seated, bringing your palms to touch. Exhale, drawing your hands to your heart center just for a brief moment. Pressing your thumbs into your heart, really focusing on those 3 things you were grateful for. Remember that repetition is key. If you want to bring more gratitude in your life, you have to focus on gratitude often. Deep inhalation through the nose. Sigh it out. Open your eyes and just switch legs. Left shin in front of your right. Flex your feet. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, folding down. And folding all the way down, just to where you feel enough stretch. Flex your feet, press the outer hips back. As you inhale, lengthen the torso away from the pelvis. And as you exhale, draw the navel in and bring your forehead down to rest, either on a blanket or pillow or a block, maybe even on the ground. With each inhalation, creating more space for those things that you're grateful for. And with each exhalation, letting go of that unneeded physical and mental tension. And then inhale, gaze forward between your hands. Walk your hands all the way over towards the right this time. Taking your right arm out towards the right arm straight, fingertips in line with the right hip. Inhale, reach your left arm up and over the ear. The more you press the left knee down and the left hip down, stretch your left fingertips away from you, the deeper the stretch. If you want to take it further, right forearm can come down as well. Inhale, expand through that left side body, out through the fingertips. Exhale, draw your front ribs in. And then inhale, rising back up towards seated, gazing up as the palms come to touch, imagining that you're placing those three things you're grateful for between the palms and lowering them all the way down to your heart center. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Sigh it out. Opening your eyes, taking your hands down to the mat, and just lifting up into downward facing dog. Hands, shoulders distance, index fingers forward, creating that nice upside down V with your feet hips distance. Lift the forearms so there's weight in the fingertips, spread the shoulder blades, draw the ribs in, and press the outer hips back to find that length in both sides of the torso. Weigh the heels heavy towards the earth. If you're finding that you're a bit more rounded, put a little bend in the knees and really stick the sits bones up. Then slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your feet into an Uttanasana. Fingertips underneath your shoulders, find a flat back. Put a micro bend in your knees and folding down. Grab a hold of opposite elbows and just let the crown of your head and your forearms weigh down heavy towards the mat. Stay here, just breathe length into both sides of your waist, breathing space between each vertebra of the spine. And then exhale, begin to lift the kneecaps and the quadriceps just to protect the hamstrings. Allow the sits bones to get a little closer to the ceiling, the crown of the head closer to the ground. Fingertips underneath your shoulders, inhale to a flat back. Heel toe your feet as wide as the mat, and exhale, grab a hold of your ankles, folding down. If you tuck your forearms behind your shins and spread the shoulder blades, you'll find a lot more space around your neck, lifting the shoulder blades up the back and pushing your hands into the backs of your ankles to tip the crown of the head down and the butt up high. Deep breaths. One more breath together. Inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper, tipping some more weight into the balls of your feet. And then fingertips underneath your shoulders, inhale to a flat back. Heel toe your feet back to hips distance. And exhale, fold, but putting a deep bend in your knees, lying down over the tops of your thighs, and like a rag doll, just letting your arms hang freely. Come to the bottom of your next exhalation. And use the next inhalation to slowly begin to stack your bones, rolling vertebra by vertebra up towards standing. Opening the shoulders, stacking your head over your neck. And allowing the eyes to open. Walk forward to the front of your mat. Feet hips distance, just to give yourself a little more space. Inhale, sweep the arms out to come up. Palms touch. Exhale, turn the palms out and swan dive it forward. Inhale to a flat back, fingertips underneath your shoulders. You're going to step your left foot to the back of your mat. Take both of your hands to the inside of your right foot and heel toe your right foot to the edge of the mat. Angle your right foot out towards the right and then press into the pinky toe edge of the foot so you can see the sole of your foot. Now you can stay here if you want to rest a little bit more. Your left knee can come down. Taking your left hand underneath your left shoulder, your right hand to your right knee, push your right knee away from you and open your right shoulder. Nice variation of lizard. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can lower down towards your left elbow instead and push the left knee away from you. Open your heart. Open the adductors, the hip flexors, and that inner right groin. Good. Inhale, stretch your right arm up and back down to the mat. Now we're going to take both either hands down to the mat and hang out in this lizard position. If you want to deepen this stretch, you're lowering down to both forearms. And if you're somewhere in between there, you can take a block or a blanket underneath the forearms. From here, pushing down through the elbows, lift your left knee up off the ground and just begin to push forward and back from the tips of the left toes all the way to the ball of the left foot. Making sure to keep pushing the right knee away from you and staying on the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Deep breaths. Then lowering your left knee back down, rising up onto your hands. You're going to take your left hand slightly forward of the left shoulder, untuck the left toes, and flex the foot to roll onto that left hip. From here, push down through the left hand and you should feel a stretch all the way through that left side body. You can continue pushing your right knee away from you and opening that right shoulder up. Now I feel this in my left side body. The more that I drop the shoulder or lift the shoulder up towards the left ear and drop the left hip down, I feel it in the left side body. And the more I push my right knee away from me, I feel it in my right hip. So just figure out what feels good and find that sweet spot. Inhale. Exhale back into that low lunge position. Heel toe your right foot back to the center of your hands and step your left foot to meet your right and fold down. Let's move to the other side. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Both hands to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe the left foot over towards the left. Angle it and come to the pinky toe edge of the foot. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Left hand presses the left knee away from you. And there are multiple variations, so maybe the right knee can come down, the right forearm can come down, whatever works for you, and you're feeling the effects of this restorative flow. You feel a stretch, you're creating space for yourself, both physically and mentally. Inhale. And exhale either onto your hands or both forearms down to the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes under and lift your right knee off the ground. And again, we're just going to tilt forward and back from the tips of your right toes all the way to the ball of your right foot. Couple more times, really focusing on your Ujjayi breath. And then inhale back onto your hands. Staying down with that right hand, you're going to spin to the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Make sure that the right hand goes forward of the right shoulder. The right shoulder can hike up towards the right ear for once as the right hip lowers down onto the mat. You can stretch all the way into that right side body or feel that left hip open by pushing it away from you. It's quite an intense pose, so you might not be able to do both at the same time. So you could go back and forth between stretching either leg. And then left hand down, come back to the ball of your right foot, heel toe the left foot to the center of your hands, and step your right foot forward to meet your left and fold down. Moving back to the other side, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Heel toe your right foot out towards the right. This time, taking both arms forward. Keeping your left knee up off the ground, you can stay here, just lowering the hips down to the mat, or you can bring your forehead all the way down. If you want a little more, you can walk your hands out towards the left. The further your right arm goes out towards the left and you push your right knee away from you, the deeper the stretch is going to be. And then inhale, coming back to center. Heel toeing your right foot back to the center of your hands, pushing down through your hands underneath your shoulders. Reach your right leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. Now what I love about this pose is my head's below my heart, which is an inversion. It's great to increase blood circulation in the body. But also, the more I weigh my left heel down and lift my right knee up, push my chest back, the deeper the stretch is going to go into my left calf and hamstring. Inhale. And exhale, bring your right knee all the way towards the left elbow. Don't worry, we're not holding it. Extend your right leg out towards the left, and then lower that right hip down. Now, if you can keep the right hip off the ground and take a little up dog sensation, you'll feel that stretch in the whole entire right hip, right side of your thigh. You can lower down now, because it can get exhausting to hold yourself up. Come all the way down to your forearms and pull forward so that the meaty part of your right hip moves back. Keeping your left toes tucked under, rolling your left inner thigh up. You're doing a bit of a twist here. So the more you push your left inner thigh to the sky and your right hip to the right, the deeper the twist is going to be. Deep breaths. Finding space in your outer right hip, and even a little stretch in the IT band, even though the IT band doesn't technically stretch. And then inhale, rising up onto your hands, pulling your right knee into your chest, stepping it forward, and stepping your left foot to meet your right, forward folds. Next side, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step your right foot back. Finding that lizard, heel toeing your left foot out towards the left, both hands down, keeping your right knee off the ground as you spin to the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Take your arms forward and as wide as you can. You can stay here or lower your forehead to the mat, deepening the stretch from the hamstrings all the way to the outer hip of the left side. And you can take your whole torso, head, arms over towards the right. The more the left arm moves over and the left knee moves away from the left arm, that stretch in the left side body is going to deepen. And then inhale back up to the center of the mat, heel toeing your left foot to the center of your hands. Push down through the hands and inhale, reach your left leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. Shortening the stance is a great way to make it easier. Do that since it is a restorative practice. Push through the hands to lift the outer right hip up and back. Then lift your left knee high as you root your right heel down. And that right calf and hamstring get a nice deep stretch. Inhale. Exhale, left knee moves over towards the right elbow and extend the left leg out to the right. On the other side, I didn't mention, you want to make sure that your left toes are far enough forward so they're in line with the right wrist. Lower the left hip almost down. Notice the ball of my right foot still tucked under, my right inner thigh spinning up to the sky. A little up dog in the upper body. Inhale and exhale, left hip can come down. Coming down onto your forearms, pulling the elbows to the back of the mat so the meaty part of your left outer glute goes back as well. Breathing here again, the more you create a twisting sensation by rolling the right inner thigh up and pressing the outer right hip down into the inner left thigh, the deeper the stretch is going to be. Couple more breaths. And then hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck those right toes under. Lift the left hip off the ground. Pull the knee to the chest. Step the left foot forward. And then the right. And fold. One more round. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step your left foot back. Heel toe your right foot to the right first. This time, I don't want you to angle the right foot out. Keep your right foot facing forward, your right inner thigh firming into the midline. Can you lower down onto your forearms? If you want to take it further, you can tuck your right shoulder behind your right knee and bring the crown of your head down to the mat. Really beginning to deepen that stretch, taking all that you've done so far and just bringing it a little deeper. And if it's not possible, don't worry. Staying with your forearms down is more than enough. And then inhale, rising onto your hands underneath the shoulders. The right foot can stay to the outside of your hands. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale. And exhale, bring your right shin forward into pigeon prep. Right shin can be parallel to the front of the mat if you're a bit more flexible, or you could tuck the heel in a little bit more towards the left groin. Untuck your left toes. Just make sure your left leg is in a straight line from the sit bone down to the heel. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, fold all the way down. And if you're feeling rather tight in your hips, feel free to prop up your right hip on a block or a blanket or even a pillow. Take a deep inhalation here, coming back to those 3 things you're grateful for. And as you sigh, let go of those negative thoughts that come between you and your gratitude. This is one of my favorite poses. I actually do this pose, pigeon prep, every day. So I'm extremely grateful for this pose because, like I said earlier on, our emotional tension tends to manifest in a physical form. And a lot of times it's in our neck, in our jaw, and our shoulders. But a lot of my emotional tension goes to my hips. Which is why sometimes when yogis practice this pose, emotions boil to the surface in the form of tears. So don't worry if that happens to you. It's perfectly normal. A few more breaths, breathing in gratitude, letting go of the things that don't serve you. One more deep breath together. And then inhale, rising back up onto your hands, tucking your left toes under, lifting your left knee up, pulling the right knee in, stepping the right foot forward, and then the left, and forward, folding down. Great job. Last side, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step your right foot back. Heel toe your left foot to the left side or edge of your mat. Both hands to the inside of your left foot. But don't open to the edge of the foot. Keep the sole of the foot down and see what it's like to lower down to the forearms. Now remember, if you can't quite get to the ground, you can always stay on your hands here or prop your elbows up. That could be a little more comfortable and deepen the stretch. If you tried it on the other side, taking your left hand behind your left calf and tucking the shoulder behind the knee can really give you that pressing forward from the shoulder and pressing back from that right heel. Crown of the head can come down as well. Deep breaths. And then inhale, rising onto your hands. Both hands can stay to the inside of your left foot. Just step your right foot slightly forward as you reach your left leg up and back and bend the knee, open the hip. Feeling that space in the left hip flexors as you inhale. Exhale, left shin comes forward for that pigeon prep. Once again, setting yourself up, either left shin parallel to the front of the mat if you're real flexible. Left shin could also be at an angle, making sure that you untuck your back toes and that your right leg is in a nice straight line. Square your hips and shoulders to the front of the mat as you inhale, and exhale, folding down. Now you can always prop yourself up if it's just too much and you can't get your left hip to the ground. You can also place a prop underneath your forehead if you don't want to put your forehead on the mat. I like to use my forearms as a little pillow for my forehead. Remembering too that your different sides can have different sensations and feelings. Like my right side is a little more flexible. My left side is really talking to me right now. And when that happens, when you're confronted with discomfort, you have two choices: to get out of it or to breathe through it. A lot of times, as long as it's discomfort and not sharp pain, breathing through it allows for you to really create more space for yourself. Keep breathing. Each inhalation, identifying that tight space in your left hip where you're holding on to that tension. And each exhalation, letting go of some of that unneeded tension from the body and mind. Almost there. One more big breath. Sigh it out. Inhale, rising up. Hands down on the mat. Tuck the right toes under. Step the right foot slightly forward. Pull the left knee into your chest and step it forward. For the last time, step your feet together at the front of your mat. And exhale, grab your ankles or heels and fold down. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, sit all the way down onto your mat. Now, hopefully you have a strap at home. This exercise I'm about to do is one of my favorite exercises for a restorative practice. You actually need two straps, but I'll show you how to do it with one because I'm sure not everybody at home has two yoga straps, but then I'll also show you the benefit of two. Okay, so make sure that you loop up your strap into a big loop. How big it should be, we're about to find out. Okay, so if you only have one strap, I want you to lie down. First, place the strap on the arch of your right foot. Okay, extend the right leg as you pull your left leg up through the other end of the strap. Okay, so you want the arch of the right foot and the hip flexor or groin crease of your left leg. Now, the strap should be tight enough so that when you push your right heel forward, it's pulling the outer hip forward as well. And now when you grab the big toe or you use a strap or a towel or maybe even grab your left ankle, you feel like the strap that's on your right foot is pulling the left outer hip forward. So you're creating space, or what they call in physiotherapy, a distraction. This is really great for those of you who have any low back pain because it's lengthening your low back. It's also good for those of you who might have some hip flexor crunchiness going on, maybe clicking in the hip. Okay, it takes some adjusting. Once you get there, you can really enjoy it. Now, if you do have two straps, this is where you can actually get that restorative feeling where you're not doing anything. Again, a big loop. One side of the loop goes on the arch of the lifted leg, which is the left leg, and the other side goes behind your head. So you really don't have to hold on to the leg. It's right behind the head and above the ears. I probably look really silly, but I feel incredible right now because I'm getting a hip flexor space creation as well as a left side hamstring stretch. And I can just lay here and relax. So maybe you have one strap, maybe you have two. You can always come back to this video once you have two to enjoy this. Now, for those of you who are a little bit tighter, you don't want your head off the ground, so make sure that your strap is long enough so that your head can be relaxing down. Deep breath in here. Big sigh. We're just going to switch sides. First, remove the strap on your head. Remove the strap from the arch of your left foot. Now you're going to hold on to both sides of the strap that is connected to your legs. Take the arch of your left foot down to the bottom of the strap and just lift your right leg up. So you don't have to sit up or disturb your peace. You can stay here if you only have one strap, just holding on to the calf of your right leg, relaxing the shoulders, pulling it in. It could be even as low as, around the knee, just making sure you're not yanking your knee. If you have those two straps, you're going to take the strap back of your head and the arch of your right foot now. And just make sure you're resting your head on the mat freely and relaxed. Remember that the strap that's on your head is above your ears. Try to avoid any of the metal touching your body or any part of the strap in your face. It might take some shifting to get into, but you'll get there just like I am. And relax, closing your eyes. Big breaths. Anytime you want to really relax quickly, using a tool called pranayama, it's a part of the yoga practice where you focus on your breath, is really effective. And one of my favorite relaxing breaths is a regular inhalation through the nose, and then a big exhalation out through the nose. Do that a few times. Just take a regular inhalation in. Doesn't have to be long or deep. And then take a big, deep exhalation as long as you can. Do that a few times and you'll notice the more times, the more rounds you try it, the longer those exhalations get, the more relaxed your body is, the calmer your mind. And then slowly begin to release the strap around your head, the strap around your legs. Place the strap off to the side. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open wide and close your eyes. I'm going to offer you a guided meditation to close out this class and our gratitude challenge together. If you want to stay in Shavasana, feel free to do this variation or any variation that works for you. If you would rather sit up and find a comfortable seat, also do so. I'll keep the meditation short and sweet. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to the tips of your toes and relax the tips of your toes, the soles of your feet. Bring lightness to the bones in your ankles. Release tension from your calf muscles, your quadriceps, your hamstrings. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a long exhalation out through your mouth. And relax the muscles around your glutes and your low back. Soften your abdominals, your chest, and the fronts of your shoulders. Take another deep inhalation up the muscles that line your spine. Then open your mouth and exhale, allowing all of the muscles in your back to rest. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue rest back into your mouth. And allow your eyes to drop freely back into their sockets. As your whole body surrenders, imagine yourself as a clean canvas. And only you have the power to paint this canvas. I want you to bring to the forefront of your mind and heart those 3 things that you're grateful for today. And paint them across that blank canvas. Filling your heart with gratitude and love. The beautiful thing about this meditation is you probably have a smile on your face. And the whole purpose of the 7-day challenge is to do exactly that. Help you focus on gratitude so that it's easier for you to smile and actually mean it. Stay in Shavasana for as long as it serves you. Thank you so much for practicing with me and with us throughout this challenge. Namaste.